Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I am shooting my fourth take on this because I ramble too much and I'm really trying to get this down to a condensed quick video for your easy and quick consumption. This is an OHT holster. This is my best-selling item. It has been for about 2 years now. I want to really quickly go through, this is probably a video that you're watching because you were shopping on my Etsy page or on my website store, and you saw this and there's a link to this video in that description for this product and you clicked on it. I'm going to have a note in there telling you to please click on this video and watch it. So for your sake, I'd like to keep it really quick. There are 3 things that you need to know about this holster. The very first thing is whether or not you want the logo. The standard option, if you don't send me a note on either, directly message me through Etsy or leave a note at checkout when you purchase this through my store, you are not going to receive a logo on your holster. The reason is because a lot of military and law enforcement buy this particular thing, and some of them have a lot of restrictions on what kind of branding or logos they're allowed to have visible on any part of the uniform or anything that's attached to it. So the standard option will be for it to have just a bald face. It'll be no logo, no branding, no anything on the front. Second thing is how to actually operate and manipulate this. The OHT has a plier system that slides in and out of the tip of this tool. How it works is basically, you can see there's a little bit of play in the handles. The handles need to be able to move freely for the pliers to be able to come in and out. If you squeeze the pliers together, or the handles rather, if you squeeze them, you're putting too much friction on the rail system and it kind of locks it up. So it doesn't want to allow those pliers to move. That said, translates to when you draw, the most natural thing that you're going to want to do is to kind of squeeze your tool, squeeze those handles together and draw it out. Then all of a sudden your pliers aren't deploying. So I've had tons of people email me after they bought one of these saying, hey, it doesn't work, I want my money back. And then I send them back an email, talk them through it and explain, and then everything's cool. I have a lot of videos out on these. I have a lot of things, and it's really important that you guys understand that everything that I send out has been tested and it does work. It just is a matter of how you actually operate it. So number one, if you do have your plier lock on there, Plier's lock, it looks like this. It's a little wing nut sticking out at the side. Make sure that it is vertically in line with the handles. I have mine removed because I don't like it. I don't use it. But if you guys need that on your tool, you got to make sure that it is vertically in line with your whole tool. That is a lock. It will lock your pliers up if it is even a little bit tilted. So make sure it stays perfectly vertical. It is a screw, so you can literally just unthread it with your fingertips and take it out. Some of them have a little bit of a catch. You might want to grab a pair of pliers if you're trying to remove it and just twist it counterclockwise. It will come off. All right, so that's number one. Number two is when you draw, you can't pinch the handles together if you want the pliers to deploy. There are 2 ways that I would recommend doing it. Either put a fingertip on the head of the bolt and your thumb against the back, and it will deploy very smoothly like so. Or grip just one of the handles and it will deploy the pliers as well. That's how I draw. I typically will kind of leave my index finger over here to catch this handle so it doesn't flop out all the way. I just kind of draw it like that. As long as you're not pinching the handles together, you can easily deploy the pliers every single time. They automatically will collapse when you put it back in, as long as that, well, I don't think you can manipulate the lock when the pliers are out, but you get the point. As long as your vertical alignment of your lock is in place there, and as long as you're not pinching the handles together, your pliers should be able to deploy. I like it this way because it means that if you need to use your knife or another tool on here, you can squeeze your plier handles together and then just deploy whatever the tool is that you're going after, and you should be fine. You don't always need the pliers. Maybe you're going after your knife, or maybe you're going after your can opener or whatever else on here. So you have the option there. And then the third thing that I need you guys to know is that you can either have this with the standard retention, or you can have it like this one with light retention. Even with light retention, you can turn this upside down and shake it, as long as you don't shake it, too hard and have the tool fall out on you. The light retention might be necessary if you have a belt that is not particularly sturdy or reinforced. There are things like double layered nylon, there are steel core leather belts, or even Kydex core leather belts. There are a bunch of different belts out there that I would consider to be something like pistol belts, things like that, or duty belts that are really rugged, they're really sturdy, and they are that way because they're meant to bear a lot of weight. They're also meant to keep a rigid profile as you do something like draw a tool out that might otherwise have some tilting or, you know, bad effect that way. What happens is, this is something that I've neglected for a long time. Not neglected, I just didn't really think about it. It didn't occur to me that that could be a problem. But I just had a customer on Etsy named Cole asked to return one because he has a belt that's not particularly sturdy. This is something that we had to kind of troubleshoot and figure out what it was exactly. But he's allowing me that a little bit of grace, and I'm sending him a replacement for the one that he purchased, as well as a shipping label to return the original one to me. If you have a belt that's not sturdy, here's what happens. You go to draw, and the tool's going to want to tilt inward. Then all of a sudden it's touching your body, and it's going to be inhibited from drawing. So effectively, it's useless to you. This holster would be completely useless to you. If you need light retention, I can put light retention on it so that there's a lot less resistance and it doesn't want to tilt so much because of that resistance. One other thing that you can do is you can kind of manually tilt this away from your body, and you should be able to deploy your pliers that way as well. What I would recommend though is you definitely still want to give this a quick draw. Quick draw is going to be your best bet to 100% guarantee the deployment of the pliers. It works really smoothly, really seamlessly, but you do have to be aware of those things. So standard does not have the logo on it. The logo is free to add. I don't charge you for that. It's free advertisement for me, so as far as I'm concerned, there should be no charge for that kind of thing. But I do need to know if you want it. Second thing is how to manipulate that tool. Make sure you don't pinch your handles together. Make sure that your plier lock is unlocked. And then also light retention versus standard retention. If you have a flimsy belt versus a sturdy belt. Flimsy, you want light retention. That's just a very important little side detail. And then the last thing I'll tell you is if you need any other accessories like a flashlight attachment or something like that, you want the Leatherman bit kit, you want to add a knife to the mix, whatever else, you can definitely contact me and we can work up a custom project for you like that. As you see them, as you see them on my Etsy store, my website, this is what you're going to get minus the logo. You're going to get it on a tech lock. There are other options. I don't have to do it on a tech lock, so let me know if you need something different and we will put you in line for a custom order. But the standard options are kind of streamlined for everybody's sake, so you have less wait time and all that, and this is the most popular configuration. So all right guys, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you sticking around with me for 8 minutes of my rambling, but please be aware of how to use this and what features that you actually need so that I can make sure that you get the correct thing the first time around. All right guys, let me know what you think of the OHT. Let me know what you think of these auto deploy, auto collapse holsters that I make for them, and let me know what your favorite Leatherman is. Let's get some good conversations going in the comments down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. So like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, and stick around for the next video. God bless.